and we were not able to gap back above the micro term and the short term. You see that moving averages here. The price was not able to gap back above the micro term or the short term, and this down gap was never filled. It's a little bit different scenario here. You can see we did hit that overbought zone. Ladies and gentlemen, Geki here, welcome to the daily update. Hope you guys had a good day trading. Today, market is down about 0.2% there. On the S&P Nasdaq, pretty much flat. Semiconductor 1% positive. Dow, Russell 2000, transport banks, these guys are down about 0.5% or so. Energy's up, along with the biotech, healthcare, and emerging market flat. Home builders, utility, retail, emerging market, these guys, home builders, utility, retail, these guys are down. Gold down, and Bitcoin is down. Dollar up, oil down, up. Treasury bond down. VIX is down a little bit. Let's do this S&P 500 ETF. Spider! 65-minute chart here. So this is where we closed yesterday. It looks like we actually saw a down gap this morning. But what happened was, though, that, prior resistance right here, acting as a new support, along with my short-term moving average, and this is a level that we talked about yesterday, should there be any kind of decline going into today. This is a level that they must hold and they must protect this island gap, right? If they do not want to see another bear attack for the month of October, they did that, right? So that's the first hour. Second hour, little tweezer there. And then we were able to get back above the micro term on the third hour, as you can see. And that's a really good save. With that quick drawdown, third hour, we were able to get back above the micro term. And then since then, you can see fourth hour and fifth hour and sixth hour, we did see recovery phase happening here and pretty much regaining all their losses and filling that down gap. That down gap is no longer there because it's been fully filled. Remember last time when the down gap wasn't fully filled, disaster struck, right? You can see that we talked about this down gap right here. You can see there were 2 attempts to fill this down gap. They didn't fully fill that down gap, and you see how things got very, very hectic, at least for an entire week or so. So this is at least a good constructive move from the buyers for the day, making sure that the entirety of the down gap has been fully filled, right? So you can see that micro term, despite the fact that we did see a little bit of turbulence this morning, that micro term and the short term, because of that recovery today, those moving averages are still rising. So that means in the short term and short term, the micro term of things, the sentiment is still bullish here. And so they must get above current resistance is this level, that gap fill area, right? Again, if we see another downturn tomorrow, bulls must hold 375. That's the micro term, and the 372, and that's the short term, right? Must hold that, use that to kind of catapult themselves back above this resistance at about 378 or so, and then continue to make their journey to about 390. Let's check out that oscillator. So that oscillator right here, the oscillator, obviously there was some turbulence after we hit that overbought level, right here, that's overbought. Right here, that's overbought. So only difference right now is you can see that down gap on the next day after the overbought overbought level has been tagged, right? So we see that down gap, and then on the next day, we're talking about in early September here. On the next day, what happened was that price continued to deteriorate it, and we were not able to gap back above the micro term and the short term. You see that moving averages here. The price was not able to gap back above the micro term or the short term, and this down gap was never filled. It's a little bit different scenario here. You can see we did hit that overbought zone. We did see that down gap, but unlike in early September, that down gap is filled and we're back above the micro term and short term. So as you can see, we're dealing with the same overbought zone here, overbought price action, But bulls are fighting really hard to keep that island bottom reversal gap to be protected and to get that price elevated, waiting, biding their time for that oscillator to potentially reset at some point to see that cross once again. But for that oscillator to cross, they need that price to see that follow through to the upside, and they must go after 390 because again, we're still in this bearish territory. I'm gonna come back for you. We'll reassess the situation. Enjoy your evening and go trading tomorrow.
Okay, so what do you need besides a miracle?
Guns. Lots of guns.
Neo. No one has ever done anything like this.
That's why it's going to work.